brand new Diddy clip that's going viral and it has everything to do with Mr. Justin Bieber. Okay. I don't think he's happy to be a part of the family.
My security and stuff were coming into the room at night to check my pulse. Like, people don't know how serious.
So P. Diddy broke Justin Bieber's virginity.
Girl, hold on to your wigs because Justin Bieber just dropped a bombshell that's shaking up the entire music industry. The Biebs has leaked some seriously disturbing footage from Diddy's wild parties, and let me tell you, it's messier than a toddler eating spaghetti. You won't believe what Justin revealed about these so-called freak-off parties. It's the kind of tea that'll have you gasping for air. But here's the real gag: this leak could have major consequences for both Justin and Diddy. We're talking career-ending, reputation-destroying, burn-it-all-down type drama. The streets are saying this could change everything we thought we knew about these legends. Is this the end of Diddy's empire? Will Justin's bold move backfire? The music industry is about to be turned upside down, and nobody's safe from the fallout. Buckle up, because this tea is piping hot and ready to be spilled.
I just want to say, I know a lot of people want to hear these stories and everything like that, because this is stuff that happened back in the day. And then maybe that if they knew there was going to ever be a YouTube, or they knew there was going to ever be social media, a lot of the stuff probably wouldn't have got played out like it did. But things happen, and these are just stories from the past. I would like to use that as, what you call that, just to clear the facts up what's going on. But it all started, we was in Atlanta. And this story starts when I'm with Puff and he's in exotic bookstores and he's doing shopping, right? He's shopping, getting his stuff and everything like that. So, you know, this is the first time I was ever in an exotic bookstore with Puff. So, you know, I'm giving him his space. He's taking things off the shelves and stuff like that, because they gave him a brown paper bag. When they gave him a brown paper bag, he was just putting stuff in there. So I said, damn, you know, he got to go put it on the counter and, you know, show everybody what he's getting. So as he going, I'm just looking at the places where he picking stuff from. So there's one part he picked up some things from up here on my left side. And then he picked like quite a few of them down. I was like, okay. He put them in the bag. So when I went by there and I looked up there and it said butt plugs. And I was like, hey, yo. I was messing with him. Because people don't understand, you know, we was like friends. He was a part of the same gang. So I'm still gonna tease him. I'm still gonna mess with him and everything like that. I could do that. It wasn't just no security thing. So I say, yo, what are you getting this for? And it said butt plugs, and he was like, yo, can I do my shopping by myself? I said, yeah, you could do it by yourself, brother. And he started walking and everything like that. When he got to, I just waited at the counter. When he got to the counter, he didn't even have to show the guy nothing. He just gave the guy a wad of money. I mean, like, he gave the guy a stack something like this. And Puff wasn't the dude that carried no 20s and no 50s and nothing like that. And I mean, like, he just said, boom. And we walked out the store. So we had to leave Atlanta and go to North Carolina for a show. You understand? And it was him, this rapper, Sarah, and this other girl. We all got on a G5 jet, and we flew to G4 jet, and we flew to North Carolina. So later on that, I think that afternoon, same day, this rapper and him, they all in the room together. You know, it's Sarah, the girl, Puff, and this dude, this rapper. So I'm hearing at the door and stuff like that. Like, yeah. So then next thing you know, somebody rang the doorbell. We had the presidential suite where we was at. So I opened the door and the dude said, yo, I'm here for my cousin. I said, who your cousin? And he said, Ja Rule. I said, well, he busy right now. He said, he busy doing what? I said, he with Puff, they're in the room, they busy, they don't want to be bothered. He said, well, I'm going in there. I said, bruh, you ain't going in there because he told me they don't want nobody to bother them. He was like, yo, I don't care, man, I'm going in there. That bull like that. I said, yo, bruh, Jesus Christ had to come down here and take the air out of my body before you get in that room right there. Watch. He tried to bum rush me. I grabbed him and threw him against the piano. When I threw him into the piano, Puff and Ja Rule runs out the room. Puff got his towel, Ja grabbing his towel, but they butt the naked. And so then Ja was like, yo, what's going on? Yo, Gene, that's my cousin. He know me well, you know, and Puff was like, yo, Gene, what happened? I said, he tried to get in the room. I told him he couldn't get in the room. And he was like, he just looked, Puff looked at Ja. He said, yo, Ja said, you ain't want to go in that room because there's a lot of freaking going on. So I was like, oh, he said it was a lot of freaking going on. So that was basically that story, man. You know what I'm saying? They went back in the room, dude felt a certain kind of way, and he left out. So I seen them at the concert the next day, and they tried to, you know, form up against me. But my man Frank was like, I told my man Frank, I was like, yo, Frank, put yourself in that position. Somebody trying to get in the room, and Ja told you don't let nobody get in the room. What would you do? Now, y'all can do whatever y'all want to do, man, but you know I ain't taking no losses. Yo, you good, and that was it. Bro, when Ja said, you don't want to come up in there, a lot of freaky stuff is going on. You got to use your mind. What they was doing with those butt plugs.
Right.
Forget everything you thought you knew about Diddy's infamous bashes. Justin's footage is about to blow the lid off these freak-off parties. For years, whispers have swirled about what really goes down behind those VIP doors, but now we're about to get the real tea straight from the Biebs himself. Diddy's parties have always been the talk of Tinseltown, A-list celebs, flashy outfits, and enough champagne to fill a swimming pool. But that's just the surface, honey. These aren't your average red carpet events or run-of-the-mill album release parties. These gatherings are where the real Hollywood tea gets spilled. Now, you might be thinking, what's the big deal? Rich people partying it up is nothing new. But girl, hold onto your wig because it's about to get wild. The rumors about these freak-off parties have been swirling for years, stories that would make even the most seasoned gossip columnist blush. But without hard evidence, it was all just hearsay. Until now. Enter Justin Bieber, the baby-faced pop star turned bad boy turned whistleblower. Who would have thought the Biebs had this in him? He's ready to serve us some piping hot tea that's been brewing for years, and it's set to scald some reputations. So, what exactly did Justin capture on camera? Let's just say it's not your typical party footage. We're not talking about celebrities doing the Macarena or having dance-offs, although can you imagine? This is the kind of stuff that could make or break careers. Behavior that crosses lines, pushes boundaries, and maybe even breaks a few laws. Get ready, because the fallout is going to be monumental.
Now to Sean Diddy Combs' investigation. New surveillance video shows Combs being taken into custody in a Manhattan hotel last week. Our senior investigative correspondent, Aaron Kotursky, is at the scene of his arrest. Good morning, Aaron.
Good morning to you, Robin. This is the hotel where Sean Combs was arrested a week ago. You can now see how that arrest went down. This morning, watch how federal agents took Sean Diddy Combs into custody. He's seen in this video entering the Park Hyatt Hotel in Midtown Manhattan with others when agents from Homeland Security Investigations approach and separate him. They place Combs under arrest and lead him out the front door in handcuffs. His lawyer said Combs had come to New York 2 weeks earlier with the intention of turning himself in. He did not expect the agents to be waiting at his hotel last Monday night.
Why doesn't the government want him to turn himself in? Because then they can't ask for detention. So they go and they arrest him. They arrest a guy who came to New York to turn himself in. 1, 2, 3.
A day earlier, Combs seen out and about in New York with his family, seemingly in good spirits. Combs has pleaded not guilty to racketeering, conspiracy, sex trafficking, and prostitution charges. At the center of the case, this 2016 video obtained by CNN that depicts Combs attacking his then-girlfriend, the singer Cassie, and then dragging her back toward a hotel room. Federal prosecutors said the video is powerful evidence of how dangerous the hip-hop mogul could be to women, part of why 2 different federal judges denied him bail.
This has to be a 100% culture shock. I can't imagine living a lifestyle of the incredibly rich and famous and then going into this very dark, impersonal, cold, austere facility.
Combs, who lived in this $50 million Miami mansion, is now in an isolated unit of a federal jail in Brooklyn known for miserable conditions.
The special housing unit is a 24-hour lockdown unit, which means that any movement within that unit is controlled and coordinated, and no inmate moves outside of his cell without being in full restraints, to include leg irons, handcuffs, a belly chain, and at least 2, if not 3 staff members escorting them.
I know why all are dying for details, and trust me, we're getting there. Picture this, a dimly lit room filled with smoke and thumping music, celebrities you thought were squeaky clean letting loose in ways you never imagined. At the center of it all, Diddy orchestrating the chaos like a maestro conducting a wild, off-the-rails symphony. But here's where it gets really juicy. Justin's footage doesn't just capture the party, it reveals what happens when the cameras are supposed to be off, when people think no one's watching. It's raw, it's unfiltered, and it's about to shake up Hollywood like an earthquake. We're talking A-listers doing things that would make their publicists have a heart attack, deals being made in dark corners that could change the face of the music industry, and behavior that'll have celebs scrambling to call their lawyers faster than. You can say no comment. But why now? Why did Justin decide to drop this bombshell? That's the million-dollar question. Maybe he's had enough of the Hollywood games, or perhaps he's trying to clear his conscience. Or maybe he's got an ace up his sleeve that we haven't even seen yet. One thing's for sure, this leak is going to have serious consequences. We're not just talking about a few embarrassing moments caught on camera. This is the kind of footage that could end friendships, break up power couples, and even lead to some serious legal trouble. And let's not forget about Justin himself. By leaking this footage, he's not just spilling the tea, he's practically dumping the whole teapot. This move could either make him a hero or turn him into Hollywood's biggest pariah. It's a high-stakes game, and the Biebs is all in.
When they did that raid, you understand? What they did was, prior to the raid, they reviewed that civil lawsuit. And that civil lawsuit told, Cassie's civil lawsuit was LaRod had already did it. LaRod hadn't did his yet, did he? Did LaRod do his lawsuit before the raid or after the raid?
Oh, before.
Yeah, so what they did was they reviewed both of those civil lawsuits and found that there was some criminal activity in those lawsuits. We spoke that on Art of Dialogue. We spoke about that on your show. I said if they really wanted him, all they had to do was review those civil lawsuits. And once they find the criminal activity in those, they could bring him in. Now, did the Federal Bureau of Investigation in Miami do it? No, they didn't. Did California do it? No, they did not. The Southern District of New York, they took it upon themselves and put on that raid and everything based on the information they found in Cassie lawsuit and the information they found in Little Rod lawsuit. But all this is bigger than Diddy. It's bigger than Diddy, bro. Cause you know who else they was doing investigation on during that whole time period? It was the mayor and the politicians in New York City. They turn around and give him the key to the city. All the mayor people that he brought on here in New York City are all resigning. They all resigning. People ain't gonna tie this together, but if you look at it, you have to say because of Mayor Adams and his relationship with Diddy, it brought on the Southern District of New York to start investigating Diddy on civil lawsuits that was put against him. Because the feds is going after all these politicians in New York City.
Hold up, though, before we crown Justin the king of exposes, let's dive into what's really on that tape. The word on the street is that it's not just about Diddy and his crew, nah. This footage might show us a side of the Biebs we never saw coming, and trust me, it ain't pretty. This leaked footage is like nothing we've ever seen before. Justin's camera caught some of the biggest names in the game acting a fool, and I'm not talking about your usual Hollywood shenanigans. We're talking A-listers letting loose in ways that would make your grandma clutch her pearls and your mama call for a prayer circle. But here's the real tea, it's not just about what others were doing. The Biebs himself is right there in the thick of it, and it's messy. We're talking behavior that could have Justin sweating bullets. Remember when we thought his bad boy phase was over? Well, this footage might just prove that old habits die hard. Now, you might be wondering why Justin would leak something that could potentially damage his own reputation. That's the million-dollar question, honey. Some folks are saying he's trying to get ahead of the story before someone else drops it. Others think he's making a power play, showing the industry he's got dirt on everybody. But let me tell you, whatever his reasons, this move is riskier than wearing white to a barbecue.
Yeah, the feds revealed that, anybody that, participated in any, criminal behavior at his freak-offs, they're going to pursue.
Listen here. The mayor here take like 15 spoons of sugar in his coffee. So it's all a possibility.
Do you think there's any celebrities on them tapes?
Bro, he gave celebrity parties. So what you think? I think they're not telling the whole truth, is that because of the situation in Miami and the situation in California, and they closed the clubs like 2 a.m., 3 a.m. or something like that, that Justin and Christian was bringing big vans of girls and people back to the mansion and giving parties and stuff like that. And a lot of those stuff were their parties. A lot of that shit was their parties. They wasn't always Puff parties. It was his son's parties.
Good point. They said some of these freak-offs will last for days.
That's where they're gonna get him on the sex trafficking thing. Especially like if he was traveling and doing it. That's where the sex trafficking come at. That you hiring sex workers to come and have sex with your girl? That's crazy. That's some Hollywood shit that I don't even know, bro. That's crazy.
Yeah, that is crazy. But they also claiming that, Diddy, he'll give ecstasy to his victims to keep them obedient.
Then they have to bring those witnesses in there. That's gonna be something hard to prove. Unless Lil Rob or or Cassie state that was something that happened. That's how the prosecutor's gonna prove that. They got a ton of evidence that they gotta try to prove, bro. A lot of that that if you read it, it could be circumstantial, you know what I'm saying? But they gotta have witness to back it up. You just can't say that happened based on somebody lawsuit and what the words that they're saying. They have to have witnesses in there. And I think Puff lawyers is gonna be smart enough to attack that.
Right. And they claiming that Diddy, he was blackmailing his victims because he had videos from old freak-offs and he was using those videos to get his victims to do another freak-off. So
if he was blackmailing people, especially people that work for him, see, this is what it's gonna get him at. See, people think that, those people work for him, or those people if they was artists and they worked for him, or they were engineers, or anybody that worked for them and stuff like that, your boss cannot blackmail you to do nothing. If you do a sexual act or you doing anything, your boss if he have you doing those things like that, then he could be liable for suit. Because you're not doing it willingly. Because that individual is your boss. So psychologically, you know what I'm saying? I don't care what nobody say, that when somebody has something over you, could determine your job, your career, your livelihood. That's somewhat of a blackmail if they holding stuff that they've done, that you've done in the past, over your head to make you continually doing that stuff. Now, that's where he loses at. Because some of those people worked for him, or he was a part of doing something. They was part of doing something for their career with him.
The streets are buzzing about what's actually in this footage. Whispers of drug use that'll make your head spin, deals being made that could reshape the whole music industry, and behavior that'll have publicists working overtime. At the center of it all, our boy Justin, looking less like the reformed bad boy and more like the life of a party that's gone way off the rails. But here's where it gets real interesting. Some of the celebs caught on camera aren't just random partygoers. We're talking about people Justin's worked with, people he's called friends. And the things they're doing? Let's just say it's the kind of stuff that ends friendships faster than you can say sorry. Now, I know what you're thinking. Why is Justin dropping this bomb after all these years? That's the tea everyone's trying to sip. Some say he's had a falling out with Diddy and wants revenge, while others think he's trying to distance himself from his past. But girl, let me tell you, in Hollywood, nothing's ever that simple. This leak could be a game changer for Justin's career. On one hand, he might be seen as a whistleblower, exposing the dark underbelly of the music industry. On the other, he could be burning bridges faster than a pyromaniac at a matchstick factory. We're talking potential lawsuits, lost collaborations, and maybe even criminal charges if things get real wild. And let's not forget Justin's own image. He spent years trying to shake off his troubled past, presenting himself as a changed man, a devoted husband, a man of faith. But this footage? It could send all that progress up in smoke faster than you can say yummy. The big question now is how the industry will react. Will they close ranks and try to shut Justin out, or will this spark a larger conversation about the darker side of fame and the music business? One thing's for sure, the next few weeks are going to be more dramatic than a telenovela marathon.
Right now, he's having 48 hours with Diddy, him and his boy. They're having the times of their lives, like you know, where we hanging out and what we doing. We can't really disclose, but it's definitely a 15-year-old's dream. You know, I have been given custody of him. You know, he signed to Usher.
I'm signed to Usher.
I had legal guardianship of Usher when you know he did his first album. I did Usher's first album. I don't have legal guardianship of him, but for the next 48 hours, he's with me. So
Girl, you thought the drama was all about Justin? Think again. This tea might be hot enough to even burn Diddy. Some folks are saying his whole empire is on shaky ground now. What if this leak is the push that brings it all tumbling down? Let's talk about Diddy for a hot minute. This man's been running the game for decades, building an empire that touches everything from music to fashion to vodka. But now, Chile, it's looking like that empire might be built on sand. With Justin's footage hitting the streets, Diddy's reputation is taking a hit harder than a bass drop at one of his parties. The streets are buzzing with rumors about what this could mean for Diddy's business ventures. We're talking about his record label, his clothing line, his liquor brand. Everything is up in the air now. Some industry insiders are whispering that sponsors and business partners are already eyeing the exit. Can you imagine? Diddy, the man who taught us all about the finer things in life, might be losing his tight grip on the high life. But it ain't just about the money, honey. Diddy's whole persona is built on being the ultimate party king, the man who can make or break careers with just a nod. Now, with this footage out, we're seeing the darker side of those legendary bashes. People are starting to look at him sideways, like finding out Santa's workshop is actually a sweatshop. The magic's gone, and folks are mad. And let's talk about relationships in the industry. Diddy's always been the guy everyone wants to know, the one with the golden Rolodex. But now people might be thinking twice before picking up his calls. We're seeing celebs scrubbing their Instagrams of any pics with Diddy faster than you can say can't stop, won't stop. It's like watching the popular kid in high school suddenly become a total outcast.
It was a surprise to me, bro. I ain't even gonna lie to you. Like,
when you see Puff, it's kind of a surprise. But like I told my brother, man, you know, he was telling me he don't think Puff gonna get locked up. I say, bitch, they got Chapo. You know what I'm saying? Like I was telling you earlier, they got Chapo. They could put Chapo under the ground. They could hire Puff. But it's just long overdue. Like for a while, it made me kind of question, like, man, you know, it's to the point where it felt like they forced the feds to do their job. He forced the feds to do their job, because if they didn't do it, everybody looking at them like, what, do you motherfuckers exist? You know what I'm saying? Like, he done got away with too much, but you gotta understand this, right? A lot of stuff Puffy going through, and I don't wish bad on him. Like, before this transpired, I had a lot of hatred toward him, but it was about financial reasons. When it comes to this subject, it's very sensitive to me because there's a lot of victims in here. You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, it's still somebody's father. You know what I'm saying? So, but we make our own bed, man. And for a long time, a lot of people, I want him to understand that a lot of people was hurt because you couldn't live your truth. Everything he going through right now is because he couldn't let go. He couldn't let go having a position of power over street niggas, and also being who he is. The more who he was, he had to show more aggression. That's like when I sucked my thumb. When I grew up, the reason people might think I'm tough and right is transpired because when I was in places sucking my thumb, I knew I had to go extra hard for you to know not to play with me. You get what I'm saying? Like, it made me turn into somebody else because you might take a perception of me sucking my thumb. You might think I'm soft. You might think I'm gay, anything. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like with him. If people know his secrets, because believe one thing about it, you know, and that's with all these rappers. Somebody know your secrets. You might be you and Puffy get, you know, because Puffy, I can imagine he approached these guys who going through financial situations, these rappers who get themselves, start making a lot of money, then when things don't be hot no more, you fall back on people like him. He prey on you. And what he do is, he offer you things to keep up a lifestyle. You can imagine Puffy, Playboy. You know, Playboy, don't worry about that, man. I can get us, come with me to the island, Playboy. Come chill with me. Won't be no security guards, no nothing. Won't nobody know about your business. Hey, don't worry about that. I'll wire that, Playboy. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, it's a lot of rappers out here that got secrets because they fell into them situations with Puffy. And I know this personally. Like, I know personally, but like I say, a lot of stuff that I know, like I knew a lot of stuff that came out this week we was talking about. I was like, man, I been knew that. I been knew about the girl that came out. She was just afraid to tell her story for a long time. Like I knew, when you're in a circle, like the band is like a, you know what I'm saying? So things that transpired in their band, because they work with people that we worked with, you know what I'm saying? It gets back to us. And not only that, I done been on a phone call and hear people explaining their situations. It's crying about, you know, situations. And it only gonna get worse. Like I was telling people, like it's hard to say because I don't want to spoil what's coming up. You know what I'm saying? I just want to say this. Like I said, it gets deeper and deeper. And the more that come out, the more intriguing the story gonna be. All I want to tell people is, when that Netflix series come out, it's a rapper coming out with a Netflix series. I won't say no name. I don't want to spoil it for him. I'm not a friend of his. I don't want to, you know, spoil something he got going on. But I will say this: he's doing a phenomenal job to the point where I was in awe. You get what I'm saying? I was presented the opportunity to work with him, but you know, like I said, the money wasn't enough for me to leave my couch. But he's doing a phenomenal job, man. There's so many people that's hurt behind this. There's so many people that got, it's guys that can't come out because of their image. You know what I'm saying? That'll make your eyes go, like, whoa. I know about the slams, the Stevie J's. I know I'm in a circle. I know about y'all. Y'all confirmed. You don't got, but see, even with Stevie J, you know, when you got secrets out there of a lifestyle and you know the lifestyle you really living, it's a community out there that really know you. You can't hide from them. You can come play tough to us because we don't hear nothing about it. We don't hang around the same crowds. They know you. They know what you and Puffy was going on, not just Stevie J, I'm just saying anybody. If you're in that community and you trying to hide something, you can hide it from the street dudes and the thugs and the regular, but they know you. And that's what a lot of rappers was facing. That's why a lot of them can't defend themselves. You hear them, they be, they can't really say no because they know somebody know you. Somebody know for a fact. Somebody was there with y'all. Somebody he confided in, like as a best friend. You know what I'm saying? That know these rapper secrets. You can imagine being propositioned by Puffy like that though, right? Like, you f***ed up. And he could fly you to a private island and get rid of the security and give you, wire you $1 million or 20. Or make sure that you get this endorsement deal. That's how easy it is for him to gain leverage over people. Come on, man, you got $1,000 waiting. Thought what, 10,000, 5,000, some shit like that? Who you? My boy, that's a lot of back busting, you hear me? That's too much. I was like, wait, what? It's like you ran a chain of operation, you got an operation of just back busting. Like, what are y'all, like, it's not, bro, you 50. Can you even get up that much, bro? Like, you that turned on? Like, bro, baby oil? People use baby oil and shit. Well, see, that's a whole nother situation. That's a whole nother community. They got their own love. I was like, baby oil? I was like, what baby oil for? What do you think? Rub each other down, getting shiny and shit? Then it hit me. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. My boy was loose with it. But no, man. Prayers to Diddy, man. Prayers to him, man. You know, I don't want to kick him out. I'm just ain't that kind of dude. I'm getting mine. Like I say, vengeance is mine, said the Lord. It's a lot of Bible passages that pass through this dude like that. Was it whatever in the dark shall come to the light? That's one we living out right now. It's one he living out more than us. Because for so long, you gotta imagine having that money and that power, secrets. He's literally assaulting men. You get what I mean? Like, it may be common nowadays, but for a man to walk up and slap your ass or let me get your number or come to my hotel room, that's not normal. I ain't never heard no shit like that in my lifetime for no man to approach you like that. And he's done it several times. I just pray for his daughters, man. And all the people around him who was protected for so long, you gotta come outside right now. The Stevie J's, you still wanna fight? You still wanna fight Stevie J? To put up the Notre Dame dudes. You still wanna fight 50, homie? I don't think so. Now, y'all, you know what I'm saying? And that's why, back to what I was saying about, that's why they act so tough. They act so tough because they know it's whispers about them. So when I see you in person, I gotta show you, I'll f you up, I'm gangster, I'm this and that. That's an act, man. Real gangsters can see through all that shit. All I say is Puffy should have just lived his life, man. You still could have been on top of the world, enjoy you. It's a world full of love. What's wrong with you living a world full of love? Even if you loving men, you full of love, bro. You ain't gotta try to come over here and maintain a character that force you to be a monster. Cause you wanna be on top, you wanna control monsters, you want gangsters to respect you, you still wanna be able to slap a nigga in his mouth. You can't do both.
The real question is, how's Diddy going to bounce back from this? This isn't his first rodeo with scandal, but it might be his biggest. Some folks think he might play it cool and act like it's no big deal, while others believe he could go on the offensive, trying to discredit Justin or spin the story. But girl, whatever he does, it better be good right now. The silence from his camp is louder than any of his hit songs. And let's not forget about the legal side of things. If what's in that footage is as wild as people are saying, we might see Diddy in a courtroom instead of a recording studio. The man's got more lawyers than hit records, but even they might struggle to get him out of this mess. But here's the kicker, this isn't just about Diddy. This whole situation is shining a light on the dark underbelly of the music industry, power, money, and parties that make the Wolf of Wall Street look like a kindergarten picnic. People are starting to ask questions about what really goes on behind closed doors in Hollywood. Some industry bigwigs are probably shaking in their Gucci loafers right now, wondering if they're next. If Diddy can go down, nobodysafe.we might be witnessing the start of a whole new era in Hollywood where those wild parties and shady deals become a thing of the past. But let's be real for a second, Diddy's been in the game for a long time and has more lives than a cat. Maybe he'll find a way to spin this and come out smelling like roses. Or maybe this is finally the scandal that takes him down for good. Either way, one thing's for sure, the music industry is never going to be the same after this.
And I knew about this stuff, but you can't prove it, and it's not my job to try to bash public, because where I was coming from was a place of hate. So everything I said would have been taken, but I knew it was coming. I knew it was coming. You go back to my old interviews. All this stuff that's coming out right now, I'm so happy. It's more. It's more. But I'm so happy it finally came out. A lot of stuff people don't understand Puffy endured. A lot of stuff Puffy went through as when he was younger. And I'm gonna leave it at that. Like I say, when this DVD come out, y'all check it out, man. We watched the icon fall, and a lot of people don't understand it's like a changing of the guards. That's all it is. Like, they stayed around, they played the game a little too long. And this is how God works. It's like hip hop is independent, the music is independent, the owning of your masters is independent. It's a new changing of the guard. And all the old parasites is just falling off one by one. Because they never had talent, they just leashed on to the talent. Let me tell you what Puffy was, and what a lot of them is. They mediators, what they call them, mediators, right? Where you gotta go, they go-betweens. So you got the Leos who scared to approach the thugs like that. But Diddy from that world, so I could intermediate, I could get percentages from negotiating and making this deal, but you gotta give up that butt. You gotta give up that butt and royalties. And I can change your family life. You know why? Because he had to give up that butt. People don't understand. That's the reason. That's why it's the reason Puffy don't want to give nobody, any artist he deal with, he'll tell you, I'm make it hard for you. I had to do this. He wants you to endure what he endured. And I felt bad in a sense because he was only trying to feed his family. You get what I'm saying? And he became a victim, and it turned him into a monster just trying to hide his own secrets and not living his truth. And now he in prison just from all this comes from one man not living his truth. I swear to God. Had Puffy just been who he is at heart, it might have been a few jokes. We joked about RuPaul, and he's still a boss. You get what I'm saying? I feel bad for the people that got hurt trying to hide his secrets. All the people that been victimized, all the people that been put under the influence so they don't remember certain things because of who he is. And as long as you're under the influence, it ruins your credibility of speaking about anything. So I can understand why he probably kept drugs in the party. You get what I'm saying? All this behavior falls in line behind one thing, trying to hide secrets. So now you gotta use this to cover that. And now this makes you cover for that. And it's just gonna get worse and worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. It never stops. It's a cycle. That's why I don't live in fear. I don't hide secrets. I'm not scared of nobody. I don't do none of that. I live for God. Man, you live that way, your ass ain't gotta worry about nothing. You know one thing that's crazy to me though, because I know him, is me picturing them in the cell. And that made me feel a little bad. That's the only thing. Like, I don't like the nigga or whatever. I still got love for the nigga. You get what I'm saying? Like, I wouldn't be in here right now if it wasn't for that dude. Regardless of what, it was 40,000 people. He had to hear something from me. He had to hear my talent. He had to pick me out. He had to learn my personality. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't always easy to deal with me every day too. They used to have shit on the motherfucking refrigerator. We had like notes of what people, when people come in the house, they'll know, what to deal with or whatever. On the notes, they'll be like, let Fred sleep an extra 45 minutes. Like, this nigga is like, cause when I woke up, I had a bad attitude and I used to get up or whatever, but they done did too much. They did a lot to help me get where I ain't gonna say where I'm at in life, cause really it's like, where am I? I'm 40, I don't own the properties or nothing, you know what I'm saying? And people don't understand, why are you blaming Puffy? I'm not blaming Puffy, I'm blaming Puffy. I can't get time back. I dedicated my time to a situation to provide for my family, which I'm talking about when I was into it, I never went home like everybody got to go home on the weekends. I was the furthest away. So I was really dedicated to changing my situation. I was really dedicated and showed love to a person who I felt like, in the end, what I learned was only playing with us, and it made me react a certain way. But that don't mean I hate him.
Girl, the tea has been spilled, and it's hotter than ever. Justin Bieber's leaked footage from Diddy's wild parties has everyone shook. We're talking careers on the line, reputations in tatters, and an industry that's about to change forever. The Biebs might have just pulled the ultimate power move, but at what cost? This isn't just about Justin and Diddy anymore, it's about the entire Hollywood game. The streets are saying this could be the end of those crazy parties we've all heard about. No more secrets, no more scandalous nights hidden from the public eye. But here's the real question, is this just the beginning? Something tells me there's more tea brewing. Stay tuned, because this story is far from over. The Hollywood we knew may never be the same again.